So apparently, Epic Games is making a quote unquote private antitrust action against Apple. And I'm on a thing right now on Twitter that says Spotify supports this. I have no clue what's going on. I'm recording this at the time that I just woke up. It's 8 o'clock p.m. It's not a.m. And I'm eating bacon and I want to see what's going on. So I'm going to go to this, see if this tells me. Music streaming service Spotify on Thursday threw support behind Epic Games after the Fortnite developer developed or leveled a lawsuit against Apple over allegedly monopolistic App Store regulations. Monopolistic. Yeah, I have to get out. Relating to a person or business that has exclusive possession over the control of supply of the trade. Okay, yeah. Spotify, which lodged its lawsuit, which lodged its own antitrust complaint against Apple in 2019, welcomed Epic as an ally in a long-running fight over App Store fees. The streaming service, in a statement to Recode's Peter Kafka, lauded I can't read lauded Epic's decision to take legal action against the tech giant's tight control over iOS app distribution. We applaud Epic Games' decision to take a stand against Apple and shed further light on Apple's abuse of its dominant position. A Spotify spokesperson said, Apple's unfair practices have disadvantaged competitors and deprived customers for far too long. The stakes for consumers and app developers, large and small, couldn't be higher, and ensuring that the iOS platform operates competitively and fairly is an urgent task with far-reaching implications. Epic sues Apple after Fortnite removed from App Store. Fortnite was removed from the App Store? Where's my phone? I can check this. Where's my phone? I can check this right now. Oh my god, it was. It's not there. Why was it removed from the App Store? I don't understand that part. Why was it removed from the App Store? Because of its price? Or did they? I just don't understand. On Thursday, Epic Games announced plans to skirt Apple's typical 30% cut of App Store transactions by implementing a direct payment system. As expected, the iPhone maker responded by pulling popular battle royale game Fortnite from the online marketplace, citing violation of App Store policy. Epic in quick order fired off a prepared lawsuit against Apple in California court, asserting the Cupertino company is a behemoth seeking to control markets, block competition, and stifle innovation. App Store fees and Apple's restriction of outside app stores are key arguments in the lawsuit. While private antitrust cases are difficult and costly to successfully navigate, they do shine a light on potentially nefarious practices and could prompt increased government scrutiny. To help bolster its cause, Epic has enlisted noted antitrust attorney Christine Varney, who served as U.S. Assistant Attorney General of the Antitrust Division under President Barack Obama. Wow, they brought in the big guns. I'm going to go to this. Epic sues Apple after Fortnite removed from the App Store. Well, there's Fortnite. Epic Games has leveled a lawsuit against that. Unfair business practices after the popular game was removed from the App Store. Importantly, the lawsuit doesn't seek to argue whether Epic was actually abiding by Apple's developer guidelines. Instead, it takes aim at the guidelines themselves with claims that they're designed to stamp out competition. So, what I'm gathering from this is that Epic wanted its own direct payment system to get more than a 30% cut, and in response, Apple pulled Fortnite. And then I guess Epic had a lawsuit already prepared before this, and then they just decided to fire it off right then and there. Among other App Store policies, the lawsuit takes particular issue with Apple's 30%. Yeah. A cut the game makers call exorbitant. That's a new word. Hey Siri, what does exorbitant mean?
Exorbitant means of a price or amount charged unreasonably high.
It's backwards for you, but it means unreasonably high. If you didn't hear it already. It also claims that Apple's policies to require developers to go through the App Store are also anti-competitive, stating that Epic would release its own competing App Store were it not for Apple's rules. The complaint seeks an injunction prohibiting Apple's anti-competitive conduct and any other equitable relief necessary. 1980 Fortnite. Oh, this doesn't have copyright in it.
Today, we celebrate the anniversary of the Platform Unification Directives. For years, they have given us their songs, their labor, their dreams. In exchange, we have taken our tribute, our rights, our control. This power is ours and ours alone. We shall prevail.
By the App Store monopoly in retaliation, Apple's blocking Fortnite from 1 billion devices? Wow. Join the fight to stop 2020 from becoming 1984. This is going to be a full-on thing. Hashtag free Fortnite. Please don't tell me that's trending. Please do not tell me. That's the top thing trending in the US right now. Again, this is going to be a full-on thing. I mean, Twitter is where I found it. Let's keep reading. Along with the lawsuit, Epic Games called gamers and critics of App Store policies to action with the release of a video parodying Apple's famous 1984 Super Bowl ad spot. Yeah, which we just watched. In the original, Apple is portrayed as the breaker of IMB's aging and despotic bonds. It is Apple, depicted as a talking apple complete with worm, that plays the part of tyrant in Epic's version. The speed of the lawsuit's filing, as well as the video, suggests that Epic was planning for Fortnite's removal in advance. So they were ready for this. They were ready for a fight. Oof. Probably not the best news for Apple, as they're already under investigation for anti-competitive business practices. Yeah. Apple doesn't have a monopoly on phones. If you don't like the terms, you cannot always not sell your games on iOS. Android is the leader in phones anyway. I want to get an Android. I mean, don't get me wrong, this thing is good, but I want to get an Android. It has better charging. It has well, my phone always charges fast, so at least that's an upside. I had an Android. Androids are way better on battery consumption, and they have much more games. And Google Play is just better anyway. Pathetic. No company has a right to use another company's multi-billion-dollar infrastructure for free. Who comes up with this stuff? Apple's not stopping Fortnite from creating its own iOS phone and app store. They need to stop whining and get after it or sit down, way down. How is this escalating so fast? Yeah. The complaint alleges that Apple has become a behemoth seeking to control markets, block competition, and stifle innovation, and claims that the company's size and reach far exceeds that of any technology monopolist in history. A behemoth with how much of the mobile market exactly? Of the desktop market, of the laptop market? Epic just wants free access to customers. This is a dead suit. Every reseller store pays a wholesale price, and in grocery stores you also pay a shelving fee. If I won't pay that, Safeway won't carry my product, so good luck here. On Facebook, Twitter, and Reddit. Is there anything on YouTube about this?
Being sued by a high-profile video company. Julia Boston's got the details. Julia.
Well, if Apple removed Epic Games' popular Fortnite from its App Store, and Epic is taking legal action against Apple, filing suit to end what it calls Apple's anti-competitive restrictions on mobile device marketplaces. It's referring to the cut that Apple takes of revenue from games sold within the App Store. Now, this started because Fortnite offered what it called a permanent discount on in-game purchases made when using Epic Direct Payments, effectively circumventing App Store fees. Apple's saying that Epic has benefited benefited from the App Store ecosystem for a decade, and saying of Epic, quote, the fact that their business interests now lead them to push for a special arrangement does not change the fact that these guidelines create a level playing field for all developers and make the store safe for all users. Apple says it will make every effort to resolve the dispute. Now, Epic says it isn't seeking monetary compensation, but instead saying in its filing, quote, it is seeking an injunctive relief to allow fair compensation in these two key markets that directly affect hundreds of millions of consumers and tens of thousands, if not more, of third-party app developers. Sarah and Wilf, is going to be really interesting to see how this battle between Epic and Apple plays out. Just to give some context for scale, Sensor Tower says the game has reached 133 million installs and has seen $1.2 billion in spending worldwide. Back to you.
Julia, thank you very much for that. And Mike, clearly, as Julia says, will be fascinating to see how this plays out. It's not immediately a game-changing revenue hit, of course, but it could have huge implications for the broader long-term future of the App Store.
For sure. And yeah, not a big revenue hit, probably in any defined time frame that we'd be looking at. However, the Apple story has been one of massively expanded valuation, predicated in part on the fact that it was a much steadier revenue stream and it was services based and it was very much kind of an automatic story. So the question is, does it cause investors to reassess what you're willing to pay if you're going to have a little bit of margin pressure in that piece of the business? Again, even though it's right now not the biggest mover of the needle, it's one of those things that a lot of good has been priced into Apple as it sits on the precipice of a $2 trillion market value.
I mean, it's still closed up on the day, almost 2%, Stephanie. So a report like this didn't rattle it. It does raise a question, though. Apple's considered, Facebook and Google and Amazon, maybe one of the least threatened by analysts and by those that cover the stock from regulatory action. I mean, do you see any worries here about anti-competitive behavior, monopolies in its App Store?
Well, the App Store fees and third-party have been at odds for such a long time. I think you have to just step back, though, for a second and just look at services and how much the margins have been expanding over time. So it will be interesting to see if Apple caves. I don't think that they will. I don't think that they can. I don't think they should, because you're seeing other areas within services grow massively. They beat expectations by 300 basis points in margins in the quarter in the services business. So I think one hit is not going to be material. It's not going to be a big dollar amount. It's more of a sentiment thing. But to your point, stock still ended up on the day.
Gabriella, what do you think about some of these valuations in the biggest tech stocks like Apple, and also this move towards stock splits, and whether that perhaps paints a picture of bubbles in the market?
So we have actually been getting this question quite a lot from our clients. I think there's somewhat of a concern that we've seen quite an increase in technology stocks, and we've been getting the question of, is this a bubble? The truth is that these are very different tech companies than we had back in 2000, 2001. They're incredibly profitable. We're not just waiting on hopes and dreams for their business model to play out. These were themes pre-pandemic. They're getting amplified during the pandemic, and there'll be very important themes after as well, including everything from 5G, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, digital payments. So we still very much believe in the tech theme, and the U.S. market is where we want to get access to that. When we think about further up,
again, this is going to be, I don't even know what to say about it. I just got this info from Matt, so be sure to go check him out if you even watched this far into the video. But I guess we'll all just have to see how this lawsuit turns out, because it's looking to be a pretty good match.